Sicher Telegram. Oh, mein Handy ist gerade am Laden. Ah. Das ganze Hintergrundbild has been added to the court record. Oh, jetzt sind wir endlich wieder im Knast, wollte ich sagen. Im Gerichtssaal. Dass ich diese doofe Kugel vorhin nicht gesehen habe, ärgert mich. Sonst hätten wir schon eher wieder hier sein können. 9:52 Uhr, das passt ja sogar fast, nur dass es nicht AM ist bei uns. Also June 17th, 9:52 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep? Yeah, I went to bed at 1 AM or so. Oh, what time did you wake up? Ich wollte gerade sagen, 2 AM. 3 AM. It's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me. Oh, nicht das unbedingt schon wieder. And the amazing Mr. Hat. He's looking at you good. Good luck today, Apollo. Wer sagt das denn jetzt? That voice. Oh. Oh yeah, get any sleep? Mr. Wright. I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine pastor joint seem almost fun. Daddy, do you know who prosecuted Gavin's witnesses today? Take a guess. How about Little Plum? Huh. That Sherman tank of a mom? Nope, guess again. That's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy. It's barely morning and you're at it already, Trucy. Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiancée. She's going to be a witness? But that seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiancé? You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear. Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there. Ich glaube, langsam Tiala ist es gewesen. Wobei ich in dem Fall immer noch nicht wüsste, wieso. Und wie und so.
Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kitaki.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is warmed up and it's a sold-out house.
Very well. To recap, while yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party,
Guilty of panty snatching?
we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant.
Correct, Herr Judge. And today, I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon, the preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see, to his betrothed.
His betrothed?
His fiancée, Your Judge. His partner for life, with no chance for parole.
Very well. You may show the lucky lady to the stand.
Your name and occupation, Fräulein? Alita Tiala. My occupation is future wife. That's not an occupation.
Traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded underwater.
I don't think that's an issue with brides. I don't think anyone can do that.
Yet you're here today as a witness for the prosecution.
To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first, but I couldn't hide the truth.
Honesty, another admirable trait.
Fräulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Wakikitaki, confessed his plans? His plans for murder? Yes.
The witness will please give her testimony to the court.
Oh, die lügt doch. It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Walkie found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Walkie could have done it.
So, the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family then.
Hab ich jetzt noch keinen Widerspruch gesehen, oder ihr? Yes, with regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki Mansion on charges of the possession of illegal firearms.
And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it
Fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven. How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, calling rifling marks. Rifling marks?
Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint left on every bullet it fires.
And when did you first hear about Walkie's plan? It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination.
Okay, mal sehen. Ah, jetzt haben wir das doofe Armband ja auch hier oben. Was the day the family results came back? Press. That was the day of the murder, correct? Yes, everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Walkie looked at his face went so pale. But of course, he had just found out he had a bullet in his chest. So you were there at the time? Yes, poor Walkie. When we found out that Dr. Marcus had lied, he flew into a rage, genau. A rage. That must have been quite frightening. He was furious. He ripped his report up into shreds. Incidentally, I had to request another copy to file as evidence. A bothersome chore, but one I performed without complaint. Walkie's at an age where he's hard to control when he loses his temper. Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute. Great, now he sounds like a psychopath. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. So, is it easy to take a pistol out from the house? Not really, I think. There's a system in place to limit access. Benimmt sich auf wie einer, ja. But Walkie is a special case, being the next in line. Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, yeah? Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate crisp. What? Ich wäre auch pisst, wenn ich eine OP hätte. Was rausfällt, ist immer noch in meinem Körper. Das wundert mich, bei den Trierer Ärzten wundert mich das auch nicht groß. Da hatte ich auch nicht so tolle Erfahrungen mit. Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger.
The point of being that Walkie had access to a pistol.
And you already know what happened that night. What happened, meaning the murder? I tried to stop him, I really did, but Walkie wouldn't listen.
Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems.
The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss.
I just don't see how anyone but Walkie could have done it. How can you say that for certain? How? Oh Mann, haut die Wand.
Herr Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fräulein. It was the defendant, Walkie was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now.
I suppose we do.
So how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, ja?
Die Humanmedizin steht, dass man einfach Pferdeabdecker sind, die eine Woche Umschulung gemacht haben. Ich weiß noch, wie ich mit Unterleibsschmerzen mal in die, nachts auch im ärztlichen Bereitschaftsdienst gelandet bin, bei den Trierer Ärzten. Ich hatte voll die krassen Unterleibsschmerzen und die sind nicht weggegangen. Ich wusste halt nicht, was das war, aber das wurde irgendwie immer schlimmer. Die Ärztin, die dann da war, hat irgendwie mich untersucht, meinte, sie wüsste jetzt nicht, was es ist und hat mich dann gefragt, ob ich vielleicht fremdgegangen wäre, weil das wäre ja auch ein Zeichen von Fremdgehen, dass man dann sich Schmerzen in dem Bereich einbildet. Im Unterleib. Da wusste ich auch nicht, was ich dazu sagen sollte. Ich meine, nein. Und was? Okay. Ich hab mir die Schmerzen nicht eingebildet. Und nein, what the fuck? What kind of question is that? Und ein anderes Mal war ich im ärztlichen Bereitschaftsdienst in Trier und hatte irgendwie 40 Grad Fieber. Und brauchte dringend Antibiotika und auch Sachen, um das Fieber zu senken. Und die haben mir nichts gegeben. Die haben mich einfach in die Nacht, es war mitten in der Nacht, die haben mich einfach wieder weggeschickt und gesagt, gehen Sie zur nächsten Apotheke, die Notdienst hat, die ist am anderen Ende der Stadt. Und Trier ist jetzt nicht gerade klein. Also durfte ich mit 40 Grad Fieber und steigend mitten in der Nacht durch ganz Trier wandern, um zu der Apotheke zu kommen. Und ich frage mich bis heute, ob die nicht eigentlich in dem Fall die Berechtigung gehabt hätten, im Krankenhaus mir zumindest ein bisschen irgendwas zu geben. Die werden ja wohl sicher irgendwas da gehabt haben. Nö, haben sie aber nicht, ne? Also nichts geben wollen. Einfach nur gesagt, nee, gehen Sie zur Apotheke. Danke sehr. Anyway, genug von den Trierer Ärzte-Anekdoten.
That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point?
Could someone else have used that pistol? Also ich glaube, ein Rezept habe ich dann zumindest bekommen. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol. What's this?
Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was.
Ich habe das tatsächlich jetzt nur mal aus Spaß gewählt. Ich weiß gar nicht wer. Sie? Well, of course, I mean, you, Miss Tiala. Me? But why? You were quite clear when you told the court you heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this...
It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. In all, I'm all for romance and for supporting your partner in life, to be sure. But I think I would hesitate at murder.
I would hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe. I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim. Und das wäre das hier.
That looks like a medical chart.
Found inside a safe at the Merectus Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart.
What? Miss Tiala? Whatever. Why is your name on this chart?
Oh, sie schwitzt schon. Jetzt habe ich das Mikrofon umgeschmissen. Ich habe gerade nach meinen Hustenbauer ausgeguckt. Und sie hier drüben gefunden. Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, guck mal, wie sie auf einmal schaut. By meaning, Mr. Justice. Our warm little fiancé just froze over. Spricht man das eigentlich Fiancé aus? Ich bin mir gerade gar nicht mehr sicher. Das, männlich ist doch Fiancé, oder? Aber es ist weibliche Fiancé, glaube ich. I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that?
Miss Tiala, you testified that you had no connection to the victim.
And I don't. Now. Now? I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there is no connection. Well, let me guess, you're the kind of guy
who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right?
That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love, past flaws and all of it.
There's no connection now. It doesn't fly in a court of law. Doesn't fly? She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Kitakis. You left your job at the Maractus Clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow.
Very well, Mr. Justice, shows evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic.
Pretty slip on him.
Well, I suppose I could see...
Her forehead, this trail you think you have found, it doesn't lead to the truth. Not to a long career in the legal profession, yeah? Nor. Gee, thanks. Perhaps you will allow me to do the honors.
Why not? It might be nice for a change.
Most excellent.
Let's rock.
Oh, okay. I'll take the usual penalty next time, thanks.
Very well, Mr. Justice, try again.
Ja, glaube ich inzwischen auch. Ich hätte das aber eigentlich für einen guten Beweis befunden. Ich meine, das sind ihre Schuhe. Gut, vielleicht muss ich einfach ihre Schuhe zeigen. Ich habe halt jetzt gedacht, das sind ihre Schuhe. Und die haben denselben Abdruck wie die hier. Das heißt, sie hat die getragen und da ist Maractus Clinic drauf. Also musste die ja von da haben, also musste sie noch connected sein. Aber vielleicht geht es eher um die Schuhe. These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they? Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals. So sorry, Fräulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you. What's with you? I thought you were on my side. Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints. A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all. Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story.
Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder. Well, there's little point in denying it.
Very well, the witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Maractus Clinic that day?
I did go to the clinic that day, my first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend.
By mistake, you mean the mistake we heard about from the defendant? The botched operation?
He was a timid small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know?
That does make sense.
Yes, but there is one thing which does not.
Was that Prosecutor Gavin?
The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
I would have worn those sandals home too.
So why were the sandals left behind?
Oh, he pointed out the contradiction before me.
There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake. Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin. Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation, yeah, forehead.
What the? No fair. He's filling the holes in her testimony.
The defense may begin the cross-examination.
I did go to the clinic that day, my first time in half a year since I quit in January. Around what time did you go to the clinic?
I don't remember exactly, but it was after 9:30, I think.
And that was the first time you had contacted Dr. Erectus in half a year?
Of course it was. He wasn't the kind of boss you made friends with.
So why did you go to the clinic that day?
I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol.
Did you want Dr. Erectus to run away?
Well, after I failed to stop Walkie, I thought that was the only other way to avoid the problem.
Couldn't you have called? Why go in person?
I called several times that evening, but no one was in.
The victim was busy driving home until after 9 p.m. that night, remember? This was proven by this mirror yesterday, yeah?
I thought if I warned him, he would run away for sure. Knowing the doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake.
You mean an act of malpractice on Walkie, correct?
If he had just told Walkie the truth in the beginning, none of this would have happened.
True, that operation was the start of this whole affair.
Endlich ist ein Mopsi da. Du bist aber ganz schön spät heute.
Oh, of course, if he told him, he might have been erased by the Gitakis much earlier.
A disturbing thought.
We know that the Erectus Clinic had ties to the Kitaki family. He probably couldn't have gone to the police even if he wanted to.
That's why I knew I had to warn him.
Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. No dark secrets, huh?
What? Look at me however you want, Mr. Justice. You won't find a thing.
She's hiding something, I know it.
Must have some evidence that proves it, too. You're free to think whatever you like. I went to that clinic with only one thought in mind.
Du musstest dich noch mit deiner Frau unterhalten, das klingt jetzt aber ernst. Oder war es jetzt einfach nur so eine lustige, normale Unterhaltung? Just to warn him.
Do you know why she went, Apollo?
Time to figure out what really happened at that clinic. And fast. Oh, war da noch ein Punkt, den ich pressen konnte? But then you'd be betraying Walkie, wouldn't you?
No, I did it for him. For us.
She went to warn him so that her fiancé would not have to commit such a crime, yeah?
I didn't want them to take my Walkie away.
There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn. Irgendwelche Dark Secrets. Vielleicht die hier? Ich speichere mal lieber. Ist halt jemand anders eine bessere Idee. Ich meine, das ist ja eine gewisse Art von Dark Secret. Dass sie in Wahrheit an einem Tatort war.
I'm not sure I will follow you.
Clearly contradicts the I thought.
You don't sound very sure, Mr. Justice.
Objection over. Oh nein, wir verlieren. Ja, Mopsi hat ja jetzt alles nicht mitgekriegt. Das vielleicht, weil ihr Name da steht, sie das also dementsprechend schon länger wusste. Okay. This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office.
Yes?
Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you?
Mind filling me in?
Dr. Erectus didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away. Bad, Herr Doctor. And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. Where you come in. The nurse who filed this chart was you, which means You knew about Walkie's failed operation.
Interesting.
You were in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kinda makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents.
This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly.
Too bad, little attorney. Oh, jetzt kommt das. Nicht das wieder. My bracelet is reacting again. What is it, Apollo? I felt my bracelet tighten just now. Your bracelet? Just like yesterday, like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo. Huh? Then what is my bracelet reacting to? Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it. What has to be it? Your senses, Apollo. It must be sharper than mine. Huh? I can't see it, but you can sense it. I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything. Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony. But we don't know what her nervous habit is. Well, then, what do? You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses. That's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow, touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down the testimony. Ich glaube, das mit dem Bracelet haben sie in den Teilen danach auch nie wieder aufgegriffen, weil es doch irgendwie ein bisschen komisch war. Vielleicht irgendwas an den Händen? Da würde ich mal als erstes gucken. War gerade schon was mit den Händen? Ich sehe nichts. Vielleicht hier. Vielleicht hier. Oh, da.
Gotcha!
Why go to the clinic for a half-year-old chart now, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. It was quite clear, Miss Tiala, you have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring. What? She was unsure, I saw it. Now, that's the key word. The chart wasn't a part of your past. It was a clear and present threat. That's ridiculous. Why? If that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it. Indeed. Huh? Which means something happened quite recently. Something that made that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes now, I can feel it. Time to strike the killing blow with evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this.